And welcome, Falcon fans, to the Stroh Center here in Bowling Green, Ohio, where the Bowling Green Falcons look to take on the Kent State Golden Flashes in their second match of the 2025 MAC regular season. Tonight is Teal Night here in the Stroh Center. Teal, the color ribbon for ovarian cancer awareness. The orange and brown are sporting teal warm-ups, and all of the scoreboards in the Stroh are teal tonight to help raise awareness for ovarian cancer research. I'm Andrew Smith of the Falcon Media Sports Network, and sitting next to me is Dan Reidenauer, also from FMSN. The Falcons started their MAC campaign with a 4-set win against Ohio and will look to go 2-0 versus Kent State tonight. The Golden Flashes are 0-1 to start the season after dropping their first match to Toledo in a 3-0 sweep at Savage Arena in Toledo. To read the recap for the BG Ohio game, go to bgfalconmedia.com, BG Falcon Media on Facebook and Instagram, or BG_FMSN on Twitter X. Also, make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of FMSN experts will talk about everything going on in BG athletics, including BG football and BG volleyball. Dan, how are we feeling about the match today?
Well, definitely feeling a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement, and I mean, both teams tonight going to have a short time to recover indeed, as we had the Ohio Bobcats on casino night last night and Kent State Golden Flashes having the Toledo Rockets. So both teams, I'd say tonight, having a very, very short time. But here we go, back for this Friday contest.
Absolutely. The Kent State Golden Flashes, a tough road stretch for them, taking on the Rockets, and now coming to the Stroh to take on the Falcons. Toledo and the Falcons, both top teams in the MAC. So a tough road stretch again for the Golden Flashes, but they are up to the challenge, and the Falcons up to the challenge of taking on the Bobcats, and now the Golden Flashes here tonight. Now, what do you think the keys to success are for these two teams tonight?
I think a lot of it is kind of, going out there and doing your thing. Like, we could talk about all this things and that, but overall, I mean, the last time Kent State got a win in this building, it was November of 2019, so obviously a lot of time has passed since then between these two matchups, and I mean, they've played quite a bit. Overall, Bowling Green has the lead on that series in a 69-24 advantage as they start going along, and also too, Bowling Green getting up to success as well with other MAC opponents. They have 397 wins after yesterday. The only two teams that have cracked 400 wins in the MAC being Western Michigan and Ball State.
Absolutely, and the Falcons typically, you're right, have had Kent State's number, especially recently. In the last matchup, the Falcons won 3-0. Again, here in the Stroh Center, they have gone 38-9 at home against the Flashes all time. So history is on the Falcons' side, but will it repeat itself tonight is the question, because these Golden Flashes will look to rouse an upset and put themselves in the win column in MAC play. You can go ahead.
Well, thank you. And I mean, they're definitely looking to do that tonight. And I seriously doubt, they're nitpicking kind of like we are and looking through every single stat, looking through every little thing and be like, okay, I think they're more going out there on that style and just saying, we have a game to play. We have to go out there. And that's kind of the main focus right now. And Kent does have those key pieces to try to bring it tonight.
Absolutely. We get caught up in the narratives and the statistics. That's not the players' prerogative. Their prerogative is to go out and to win these games. And this would be a big win for the Flashes, and it's going to be a big win for the Falcons if they win it here tonight at home. And now, Dan, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on the key players in tonight's matchup.
Well, definitely what I would say is kind of looking a little bit more deep into it with Bowling Green. My impact player for the Falcons is going to be Helen Wilford. I don't know why, I just kind of have a bit of a feeling. I mean, looking out that, missed the 2024 campaign due to injury, but has come out and definitely, tried to make a name for herself, and I feel like that's going to be a big impact player for the night.
Absolutely. Helen Wilford so far this season, 46 sets played, 49 kills on a .25 hitting percentage. She has been playing very, very well for these Falcons, especially as of late. She's come in and kind of been a leader at the middle blocker position with Lauren Hovey out and Jessica Andrews playing on the right side. She's been the lead blocker for the Falcons. She's done great so far this season in that regard with 46 total blocks and 4 of those being solo blocks. So truly a great blocker all around. She's especially great at block assist. Our coaches often praise her, especially Del Piombo, for her ability to affect really every swing from the opponent. So she will absolutely be making an impact tonight. And who would you say is your Kent State impact player in this one?
I suppose just kind of looking around, I mean, you got a couple of options really on who you'd actually want to go with, but looking at it a little more, I'm going to have to go with Kaylin Burge, the sophomore out of Frederick, Maryland. And I mean, really, too, just I'd say that's kind of what I'm going for. I mean, even if you look at the numbers, only 5 sets played, but 1,000 serving percentage, and that's part of why I picked Helen Wilford as well, is because if you're able to serve the ball that well, I mean, that's really, the foundation of where the play begins is the serve, and if you're able to do that well, the rest will follow.
Absolutely. It all starts with serve, and if you're on defense, it all starts with serve receive. If you have too many service errors, you lose those points, and if you don't have good serve receive, you're not going to be able to get anything going on the offensive side of the ball. So you're absolutely right about that, Dan. An important factor in the game, and the serve really being the only factor of a volleyball game that you have complete control over. It's the only time where the ball is not moving. And
definitely correct, and I mean, that's really where the play begins. We've talked about that multiple times, and especially tonight as well. We've talked about all these, statistics, these standpoints, and some disadvantage right now for Kent, absolutely. I mean, not only in the record column, but kind of just, previous history between these two teams. So kind of going to take that with some consideration, I'd say, tonight as well, but also realize that if you're able to start the play out, it's all going to begin with the serve. So it's kind of, you're breaking down the play, and then you're breaking it down a little more with the serve. So if you're able to get the serve out there and, kind of catch Bowling Green off their feet, maybe Kent comes in tonight and gets goes 6 and 7 in the column, and then 500 in the MAC.
Absolutely. If they can figure out a way to serve and serve well, and they figure out a way to get some offense going on their attacks, which will be difficult. This Falcon team, first in the MAC last season in blocking, and starting off MAC play as first in the MAC in blocking again, averaging themselves 2.46 blocks per set as a team, with 123 total blocks on the year so far. A very, very good defensive team, Bowling Green, especially in the front line, and Kent State will have to handle that as they go into this match.
And you're 100% correct. I mean, defense wins championships. I said it once, I'll say it again, and that's a huge part is the defensive side of volleyball. And really, looking too is not only if you're able to, if you think you're going to get caught on your feet, but you're still prepared, if you're always prepared for anything, that's a big factor of the game as well. And if, Kent tries to throw you off guard, that defense, able to get a good deflection, able to get the ball back onto the other side of the court, we could see a really interesting game here as well tonight.
You're absolutely right. And I think two players for Kent that need to have themselves a big night on the offensive side of things are Mackenzie McGuire. She's a 6'2 senior coming out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and also Mercedes Brown, a 5'9 junior coming out of Clinton, Montana. Both of them need to have great nights on the outside hitting for Kent if Kent State hopes to get past that BG block and get a win here on the road. And we will be going through the rest of the players starting in this match in just a moment or so, as we'll bring you the starting lineups here in a moment, as we are looking to get underway here soon in the Stroh Center. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be back with BG volleyball action here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
If you ever miss the Zig Zone on Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, or just want to re-listen to the program, each show is posted in full on bgfalconmedia.com with timestamps so you can skip ahead to your favorite part.
Scoop is BG24's sports talk show about all things BGSU athletics, and it's back. The show returns Thursday, September 25th. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to check out the first edition of the show and all of the following episodes.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Bowling Green football linebacker Dorian Pringle will miss the rest of the season after tearing his ACL 2 weeks ago against Liberty. Head coach Eddie George broke the news after the team lost to Louisville this past Saturday. Pringle finished the year with 27 total tackles, 7 solo tackles, 6 tackles for loss, half a sack, 2 forced fumbles, 1 recovered fumble, 1 interception, and 1 pass defended in 3 games played this year. Junior linebacker Gideon Lampron expressed his concern, saying, "It's tough. He's irreplaceable. He's such a good player. That's my partner. We've done everything together for the past 6 months. Losing him hurts me. It hurts all of us deeply." With Pringle out for the rest of the year, Gideon Lampron will now be moving to middle linebacker. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
Falcon Media Sports Network writes and publishes over 1,000 stories per year, including game previews, recaps, sidebars, opinion pieces, feature stories, and more. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to view all of our content for every sport throughout the year. Bowling Green men's soccer returns home to host Evansville at Cochran Stadium on Friday, September 26th at 6:45 p.m. in a rematch of last year's Missouri Valley Conference Championship. Head over to WBGU PBS on YouTube as Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Noah Seeley will be on the call for the highly anticipated match.
And welcome back to the Stroh Center here, where Bowling Green Volleyball is taking on the Kent State Golden Flashes. Dan, why don't you walk us through the starting lineup for the Golden Flashes?
I'd be more than happy to. So here we go. Starting out, number 1, going to be Greta Bolanini from Bermagno in Italy as we keep it rolling along. And then over to that number 4 of Haley Brenner out of Miami, Florida, the sophomore going for that. And then number 5, Leslie Ferruta, going to have it out of Columbus. And then here we keep it moving again to that number 6, Liliana Machura, who is from Lakeway, Texas. And then we're going to skip a few numbers going from 6 to 11 as we'll have Mackenzie McGuire, who's leading the team in kills so far this year from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. As now we go to number 12 in Katie Patterson, who's from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. And then number 14, we're going to have Christina Vigil, as that one goes along out of Houston, Texas. And then finally going to be number 16 of Adeline Ginley from North Ridgeville, Ohio.
And now for your Bowling Green Falcons starting lineup. Sydney Hernandez will be taking the libero position, followed by Avery Anders, rounding out the back row for the Falcons. Also in the back row, starting off, will be Amanda Otten at the setter position. In addition, we will have Jessica Andrews, Kendall Williams, and Helen Wilford in the front row. Helen Wilford and Kendall Williams playing middle blocker, and Jessica Andrews will be on the right side in Lauren Hovey's absence. And those are going to be your Falcon starters for this one, as we are going to be underway here in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some volleyball action here at the Stroh on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU men's soccer will be taking on the Northern Kentucky Norse at Cochran Stadium on Tuesday, September 30th. Last year's game saw the two teams tie at a 1 goal apiece. Tune in to the live broadcast with Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavalich starting at 7 p.m. on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
And welcome back here to the Stroh Center for some BG volleyball action as the Falcons take on the Golden Flashes in the second game of the 2025 MAC regular season. I'm Andrew Smith of the Falcon Media Sports Network here with Ben Ridenour. And we are looking at some game time volleyball action starting in just a few moments here. Now, Dan, what are your final thoughts before this one starts up here?
I would definitely say just let's get this one on the road. I mean, Bowling Green had it perfectly how they wanted for casino night. I mean, took a gamble and it went perfectly for them. And now Kent State didn't have the result they wanted against the other MAC team in blue and gold in Toledo. But still, it's not the end of the world at all for Kent. I mean, they're only a game in. And then for Bowling Green as well, they're also only one game in overall. So definitely Bowling Green just needs to keep up the pace that they had from yesterday, and Kent needs to try to change the game here tonight.
Could not have put that better myself, Dan, as we are about to be underway here. Your referees for tonight are Allison Rule, standing above the net, Henry Chen, who is going to be on the ground looking at the replays, and the two line judges are John Topp and Dean Robel. Now serving is the Kent State Golden Flashes number 4, Haley Brenner. She gets this one underway. Anders with the receive, Otten with the set, and Wilford with the hit, but Kent State receives it. Now up, and the Falcons block that one, but it falls out of bounds, and it's going to be a kill for Mackenzie McGuire on the outside.
Yeah, definitely a good one for leading the team in kills. We were definitely anticipating a kill to come out of here tonight from her, and just starting it early, 1-0 Kent.
Yeah, now back to serve is Brenner. She gets it over here. Anders with another pickup. Otten to the outside to Hobson. Throwing it down, but it's picked up nicely by Kent. McGuire with another hit. The receive by Anders is a little too long, and Kent knocks that one in. It goes up 2-0.
A sneaky one there, puts it up at 2, but, you know, talking about it the entire time as well, the serve is where it all begins, and Kent State is definitely taking advantage of it.
Yep, that Kent front line not taking it easy tonight. And that will be a nice serve by Brenner and put Kent State up 3-0 as the Falcons were unable to get that one back over the net. 3 touches and it just fell to the ground. Brenner now with another serve. This time it's out too far to the right side of the court. And BG is on the board.
And great luck there for Bowling Green to get their first point out of it. Now starting to kind of get back into it. That third point by Kent State kind of seemed almost like a wake-up call that they got to communicate more.
And Hobson now serving for the Falcons. Picked up nicely by Kent and swung on by number 6, Matura, who gets herself a kill. The middle blocker on a nice swing attempt. And Kent State will get themselves another kill and go up 4-1. Serve now by Matura, picked up by the Falcons. And Waklachik now with a swing, but it's going to be just out of bounds, missing the back line. Waclacik came into the game in the third set yesterday against Ohio and got herself 9 kills on just 14 total attacks. A real spark plug for the Falcons in that one. And Jessica Andrews will get herself a kill.
And right off the hand of Haley Brenner there, and now Bowling Green able to just keep it within 3, and so far starting to hear a little energy as well from the student section we got going on tonight.
Score is 5-2 in favor of Kent. BG was able to pick up that serve, get a nice attack out of it, and Jessica Andrews throwing it down as this one is now set up. And McGuire gets another hit, but Otten now with a set to Waclacik. She puts it over, but Kent picks it up. Another swing from McGuire, but it's blocked by Jessica Andrews and Kendall Williams.
It really needed that there. Great job by Bowling Green on that one to communicate. You know, they saw it on the third point by Kent. They needed to talk more, and they're definitely taking some notes here tonight.
Sydney Hernandez now back to serve. Swings it over. It's picked up by Kent. Bumped up to McGuire again, but it's picked up by the Falcons. Hobson now sets it up to Waclacik. She finds the court, but it also is received. And now a nice tip by the middle of Adeline Ginley. A well-tipped ball placed right in front of the Falcons' back row, and Sydney Hernandez not quite able to get there in time.
Definitely close there, but now here comes Christina Vigil to serve that, and as that one goes right out into the corner, and some cheering now for Kent State, 7-3.
Yes, Christina Vigil, the setter for these Golden Flashes, now serving again as her Flashes are up 7-3 here in the early goings. The Falcons keeping this one alive. Jessica Andrews now with a second attempt on a hit, but it's picked up, set up by Vigil, and swung on, but it's picked up again by Hobson. Swung on by Eddie. It goes out, though, missing the hands of the Kent State block. 8-3 now is the score as Vigil goes back to serve again. Toss it up, swings it over, and it's going to be out. Again, the Flashes missing their serve to the right side, but they've gone on 2 quick runs in the early goings of this first set as the Falcons will lead to look to claw back in this one.
Well,
8-4 is the score.
Yeah, Vigil having a .784 serve percentage coming into tonight. Just got at that, but now we will have Bowling Green off to serve as we get it away here.
Anastasia Bozic with the serve. Picked up, but it's long. And Amanda Otten tips it right back down. And BG gets another point as Bozic goes back to serve again. Anastasia Bozic, a freshman from Serbia, had herself 7 digs in last match against Ohio, in which she played in all 4 sets. Now Kent State with a swing and a kill. Again, Adeline Ginley on another swing attempt for Kent. Gets past the BG blockers, and the score is 9-5 here in the first set. Now McGuire with a serve, picked up by Hernandez, set up by Otten to Eddie, who throws it down herself.
Bololini there for Kent State with the attempt to try to get it just a little over to the left, as we'll have a bit of a substitution here for Kent State. But now a 9-6 game here as Avery Anders gets ready to serve.
You're right there. A switch in libero for the Kent State Golden Flashes from Bolognini to number 5, Leslie Ferruta. As we got a rally going here, Otten setting up. Hobson swings, hits the block. Kent State keeps it up. Virgil, and another swing. Tried to kept alive by Sydney Hernandez, but it's going to fall to the floor, and Kent goes up 10-6.
Well,
a powerful swing by Mercedes Brown. As now back to serve is Ferruta. She hits it over. Dug out by Anders. Set up by Otten. Oh, attempted dump, but she misses it. You rarely see her miss a dump, but it hit the top of the net, just didn't make it over. And the Falcons now down 11-6. Ferruta hits it over again. Picked up again by Anders. Set up by Otten to the back row to Bozic, who gets herself a kill. Anastasia Bozic with her first kill of the match. And it was a nice one to the back, from back row to back row.
And ironically, going off just a hand there of Mackenzie McGuire, who leads the Kent State Golden Flashes in kills. So little kill-on-kill action there. Bowling Green able to get it back.
And now Kendall Williams with the serve. Picked up by the Flashes, but that will be an ace. It was a bad pickup by Brown, and it will fall to the floor, and Kendall Williams will get herself another service ace. That will be her 4th of the season, first of this match, as the score is 11-8, still in favor of Kent. Picked up by McGuire now, Kendall Williams serve, and swung on again by Brown. A light tip. Helen Wilford now with the set to Hobson. Swings it over, picked up by Brown. Set by Virgil. Swung on and blocked by Helen Wilford and Avery Hobson.
Great play there by Hobson. I must mention, too, Avery Anders able to lay herself out there. Just a beautiful dive to try to get that one up. A play or two before it happened, and now Bowling Green is just creeping right up on this one, down 2 now.
Avery Anders, a great player for the Falcons, just a sophomore, but does so much work in the back row for them as Helen Wilford gets herself another block kill, and the lead is shortened to just 1, 11-10. Kent still leads, but BG is now threatening. Kendall Williams back to serve again. Well-placed ball, targeting McGuire, set up by Virgil to Brown. She hits it over the block. Bozich, can she keep it up? Yes, she can. Avery Anders now gets it over the net. A great play by BG to keep that over, and a setter jump now by Virgil, but it's kept alive. And a nice set off that by Otten, but the Kent State Flashes are going to pick it up, and Brown now targeting that back line, but it's going to go out. Carried too much on it, and the score is all tied up at 11-11, and Kent State will call their first timeout, and we will take it with them. Stay here for more BG Volleyball after the break on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Unlike other local sources, Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media will never charge a paywall to view our content. However, if you are looking to support student media, you can donate at the bottom of our stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Check out more coverage from the Falcon Media Sports Network on X at BG_FMSN.
And welcome back to BG Volleyball here in the Stroh Center. Kendall Williams now with another serve. Just misses to the right side. As now the score will read 12-11 in favor of Kent State in this first set here in the second match of the 2025 MAC season. As now back to serve for the Flashes is Katie Patterson. She's going to put it over. Dug out by Bozich. Emergency set by Hernandez and swung on by Hobson as she will get her first kill in this one. Well done by her to find the back corner.
Well, and here you are now tied up all at 12, folks. Getting it rolling along as well, and now Otten and Bozic going to have some kills on there as well, and now let's get that updated as well. So will Andrews, and we're back at it now.
And Amanda Otten now with the serve. Set by Vigil to Brown. Anders picks it up nicely. Set by Otten to Hobson, who tips it, but pancaked nicely by Patterson, and Kent State will get it back over. Brown with another kill. Tipped it off the Jessica Andrews block, and it fell to the floor.
Well, and sometimes it's not the ball that has the most speed, it just is in the right spot, and I'll tell you what, that was an example of that entirely. Just kind of caught Otten off guard a little bit, and Kent State retakes the lead.
Now to serve for Kent is Brenner. She puts it over. Andrews digs it out. Set by out into the middle, and Helen Wilford gets herself a kill. Tearing through the Kent State block this time. As now back to serve, Hobson will go. Looking to hopefully capture BG's first lead in this match. Puts it over. Dug out by Kent. Set up by Vigil. Set up by out now to Hobson in the back row, and she hits it in.
Great play there by Hobson to really take advantage of that. And I mean, it's been so far, she's been doing pretty well tonight and really looking, to see kind of what else might be in store. But, Hobson currently just having a hit percentage of .286.
Yes, 2 kills on 7 attacks for her, as Kent State now with an attempted attack that's dug out nicely by Hernandez. Now tipped over by Eddie, and she's going to get herself a kill as it falls harmlessly right in front of the Flash's back row. Hobson will go back to serve as BG is up 15-13 now in this first set. Vigil will have this set. Bumped over. Free ball now. Otten sets it to Helen Wilford, who gets herself another kill out of the middle position.
Just rode the line there and really took advantage of where it needed to be. And, just volleyball is a game of inches right there. And, I mean, we saw an example of that.
Absolutely. As Hobson now serves it over again. Vigil sets it up to McGuire, who rolls it over. Otten digs it out. Hernandez sets. Eddie swings on it. It's kept up by Kent. Bumped over. It may be a little long. McGuire goes for it anyway. And it's kept alive by Kent for a little while. But it's going to be bumped out of bounds. And BG is up 17-13. Taking a firm hold of this first set.
Really great to see there as well. Hobson moving it along a little bit more. Has 2 of the total 9 kills from Bowling Green so far today.
Hit over now by Kent. Hobson's going to set it up for Jessica Andrews, who swings it over. Picked up by Kent again. And a setter dump by Vigil, but it's picked up nicely by Otten. Set by Hernandez. And Waklachik just misses the back line. Kent State smart to leave that one as it falls out of bounds. 17-14 now the score. As back to serve is Liliana Machula. As BG now blocked in their original attack, but they get a second chance. And Jessica Andrews now off the block and out of bounds gets herself a kill.
Well, and Matura there just tried to start off the play and ironically ended with her. And now she'll come out of this game as well. But, we talked a lot, Andrew, with the serves. And it's really, that's kind of where this game has been going so far, as the foundation is a serve.
Absolutely, as Hernandez puts the serves over. And Vigil sets it up for McGuire, who finds the floor on a nice play by McGuire. Slicing through the D. 18-15 is your score. Kent State trying to reclaim a lead here with Vigil back to serve. She puts it over. Dug out by Hobson. Set by Otten to Jessica Andrews. And that slide attack wasn't working in the early goings yesterday, but they pick it up right where they left off yesterday in the late sets of that match, where that slide attack really became a real threat to the Bobcats, and now it's a real threat to these Golden Flashes. Now back to serve is Bozic. Toss it up, serves it over. Picked up by McGuire, set by Vigil to the middle, and that is going to miss the back line just by a little, as Kent State will call a timeout as BG is the first team to reach 20. 20-15 your score here in the first set of this one here in the Stro. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more BG Volleyball after this on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Bowling Green Men's Golf travels to Virtues Golf Club in Nashport, Ohio for the Virtues Intercollegiate on Monday, September 29th and Tuesday, September 30th. The Falcons look to build off their slow start after finishing last at the Oakland Golden Grizzlies Intercollegiate. Check out the recap of the match and additional content about the team by Falcon Media Sports Network's Aiden Bruick on bgfalconmedia.com.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcast on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
You are listening to Falcon Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And welcome back to BG Volleyball here in the Stroh Center as Bozic gets ready to serve again. She hits it over a light serve that just gets over the net. Set up by Vigil and swung on by McGuire, but it's picked up by Hernandez as BG gets it back over on a hit from Waklachik. Now McGuire with another attempt, but Hobson picks it up. Set to the middle, and Kendall Williams with a kill for the Falcons.
And that's going to increase it now. Bowling Green looking at around 11 kills so far this game. And how about that for Williams as well to get her first of tonight?
Kendall Williams, just a freshman, but then so important to this team so far in this season. As Virgil now will set up the middle again, but it's picked up by Hobson, set by Otten, and tipped by Waklachik. Again, just a nice tip kill for her. The smart play there as Otten's set was just a little bit off and a little too close to the net. Bozic back to serve again. 22-15 is the score here in this first set in favor of the Falcons. She drops it in yet again. Vigil sets it up. And this time it's a kill for the Golden Flashes as Ginley again from the middle position.
Their ninth so far today, indeed, and now McGuire going to be back to serve for Kent State as that one will proceed and move it back along.
And now a service ace for McGuire. A laser that Hobson just couldn't handle. And 22-17 is now your score here. Hernandez digs this one out. Otten bump sets it up to Waklachik, who gets herself a kill. Waklachik with a nice shot that just manages to stay inside the lines. As BG now with a 23-17 lead as Avery Anders goes back to serve. Anders now serves it over. Picked up by McGuire, set by Vigil, and swung on by Brown. Kendall Williams lost it, and Brown gets herself another kill.
Well, and lucky bounce almost kind of there for Kent. I mean, there was a couple Falcons there just trying to look around for it and ends up going behind the net and just, you know, again, it's not the power of the ball, it's the placement.
Ferruda now with a serve for Kent, and then she's going to get herself an ace. Falcons unable to pick that one up cleanly. And Ferruda goes back to serve again. 23-19 is the score. She puts it over, and Anders mishandles that one. The Falcons really struggling with this serve from Ferruda, and they will call timeout. Coach Del Piamba will take the first of her timeouts in this first set. 23-20 is your score here in the Stroh. We'll be right back with the rest of this set and the rest of this match. Stay here for more BG Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Media Sports Network will have an in-studio pregame show for all football broadcasts this season, beginning approximately 25 minutes before the kickoff for each game. Make sure to tune in on Falcon Radio for our newly extended coverage.
The Zig Zone, Falcon Media Sports Network's weekly radio show dedicated to BGSU athletics, has a new segment. Make sure to tune into the show every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. to listen to the one-on-one segment, where Holden Ruck will interview a key figure in BGSU athletics.
And welcome back to BG Volleyball here in the Stroh Center as the Falcons are looking to take a 1-0 set lead over the Golden Flashes. Struggling with this Fruta serve, though, but Anders picks it up cleanly there as Kent State picks up the attack from Hobson, but are unable to handle a clean dump by Amanda Otten.
Well, and how about that, too? Avery Anders able to keep that one in as well. And, I mean, so far been seeing quite the momentum going so far for her as well, and the 4 digs she's had so far today.
And the Stroh Center on its feet as the Falcons reach set point 24-20 with Maria Tabak pinch serving here, puts it over, picked up by Fruta, set up by Vigil, swung on and swung through the block. Nicely done by Kent State's Macy Moreland. As now Patterson will go back to serve for the Flashes. Kent State trying to keep itself alive in this first set. Patterson hits it over. Anders picks it up. Otten sets it up for Hobson, who swings and does not get the kill. A nice pickup. Brown now with a tip. Anders dives in to keep it alive, but the Falcons can't get it up from there as Kent State shortens the lead now to 2. Falcons up 24-22.
Well, we ought to give Avery Anders there some credit. Definitely, trying to lay it out there and giving everything she can so far.
Absolutely diving for that ball. As now Patterson serves it over again, and Anders will pick it up. Otten now with a set to Hobson, who swings, but it's kept alive somehow by the Flashes, and Brown now with a swing, kept up by Hobson. Set up by Helen Wilford. Hobson with another swing, kept alive. Set up by Vigil, swung on by McGuire, kept up by the Falcons. Swung on again. Virgil with a set now, and blocked by Avery Hobson. As the Falcons will take the first set here against the Golden Flashes, 25-22.
Great play there, not only to just get it going and to bring it back to where we were as we'll switch sides here, but Avery Anders really stepping up tonight. And as you kind of see, not only is it the dives, not only is it going up to where she needs to be, but Avery Anders really so far tonight has been able to just step up. And I feel like that's kind of a piece that even if it doesn't go on, the scorecard, it's something to realize.
And yeah, Avery Anders always hustling, diving, and playing phenomenally in that back row. We're going to take a short break here until the second set rolls around. Stay tuned for more BG Volleyball here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Bowling Green football travels southeast to battle Ohio University at Peden Stadium on Saturday, September 27th at noon. To kick off MAC play, listen to Falcon Radio at 11:35 a.m. as Falcon Media Sports Network's Artie Abrego, Trey Kennedy, and Adam Duffin will have the pregame show before sending the call to Tyler Kablitz and Kevin Hutchinson in Athens.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Volleyball on the radio at 88.1 FM and online at bgfalconmedia.com.
And we're back here for the second set of action in this BG Volleyball matchup against the Kent State Golden Flashes, as BG will look to go up 2-0 in this one, while Kent State will look to tie things up at 1 set apiece. Ohio Bobcats were able to do it yesterday. Let's see if the Flashes have it in them.
Well, and we'll take it back here again, and I want to point out another notable starter that we're going to have here for this set. Nadia Miller out of Bowling Green, so, played a bit last night and now having a bit of another homecoming out of Eastwood High School. Her sister, McKenna Miller, currently putting up some big numbers there.
Nadia Miller, a homecoming for her of sorts. Just wearing the opposite color jersey. She's put up good numbers this season, 26 sets played, 43 kills, and a .260 hitting percentage. As Kent State will tip this one over. Miller herself will tip it over. And now Jessica Andrews gets an attack herself and finds the floor as BG will get the first point in this second set. And Amanda Otten will go back to serve again. Started with the serve for the Falcons. She'll swing this one over. And it's a service ace for Amanda Otten. Her first of the match and her 10th of the season.
Haley Brenner there of Kent State just barely able to hold on there, tried for it, and just a little over to her left side.
Yes, as now Otten serves another one over, picked up, and now set up by Vigil. Hit over by the Flashes is now a middle attack from Helen Wilford. And the Falcons now capture a 3-0 lead, reversing what happened in the last set to start, where the Flashes got out to a 3-0 lead. The question is, can the Flashes come back as the Falcons did in the last one? As Otten serves another one over, picked up this time nicely, set up to McGuire, who's stuffed at the net by Andrews and Wilford. Dan, you said Helen Wilford was going to be a problem in this one for the Flashes, and that she is being.
Definitely as well. Wilford so far having quite herself today as we're getting it right back and rolling along here.
Otten now with another serve and another service ace. Mishandled by Patterson in the back row. And the Flashes are forced to call timeout very early on here with the score reading 5-0 in this second set. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more BG Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM right after this.
Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our two stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
And we're back here in the Stroh Center as Bowling Green has gone out to a quick 5-0 lead over the Kent State Golden Flashes. As Amanda Otten is still back to serve. Started with the ball from the service line to start this set and has not let go of it. She'll toss this one up and get us restarted here as she will just miss that back line. And it will be a Kent State point. So just like last set, the first point for the opposition is on a service error, as now Miller will serve for the Golden Flashes, picked up by Hernandez, set up by Otten to Jessica Andrews with another nice kill on a slide attack that Miller's just not able to get her hands under in time.
Just a close one there. I mean, getting right into the second set now, but looking at it as well, the Falcons have an attack percentage so far of a .341.
And as you say that, the Flashes, they have a attacking percentage of .098. But there, the Flashes will get the point as McGuire tools the block nicely and gets the Flashes their second point of the set. 6-2 is the score here in the early goings of this second set. Bowling Green up 1-0 as the Flashes are looking to tie things up here. Otten sets up now for Waklachik, and she finds the floor on a tipped ball to the campfire that the Flashes are not able to pick up.
Just a close one there as well, and kind of going back for it again. We're going to be moving along as now Sydney Hernandez is going to be going at it.
Sydney Hernandez serves it up, picked up by the Flashes, set by Vigil, and swung on nicely, but kept alive, and Kellyanne Williams gets it over on the third touch, but a free ball now for Kent, but they're blocked at the net. They keep it up, though, and McGuire's going to get an attack, but she cannot find the inside of the court, and BG will go up 8-2.
And a great commanding lead here so far for Bowling Green, as now Sydney Hernandez will be set back to serve so far, and I mean, played all 35 matches in her freshman season and started in 27 of them, so definitely nothing to sneeze at.
You're right, the Falcons off to a commanding 8-2 lead right now as Waklachik gets herself another swing and gets herself another kill. Waklachik has herself 5 kills already in the match. She's leading along with Jessica Andrews. The Falcons and, now the live stats just updated. She now has 6 kills on 13 total attacks for the match on a .231 hitting percentage as the Flashes look to attack back. McGuire with a nice hit. Hernandez keeps it up. Otten gets close to the net and swung on by Kendall Williams. Hits the 10-foot line as the Falcons capture a 10-2 lead. Up by 8 points here in the second set.
Williams using her 6'1" stature there, just almost out of nowhere, too. And a beautiful way to make it a 10-2 game.
Yes, well done by Otten and well done by Williams to get that kill there. As BG now with another chance to attack and another attempted attack by Williams, but Kent State's going to pick that one up. They now swing it over, and the Falcons pick it up. Waklachik now with another kill. And the Flashes right now don't have an answer for this BG offense. And recognizing this is head coach Haley Eckerman, who calls her second timeout and another early timeout for the Flashes, as we will keep it here to talk a little bit about what the Flashes can do to counter this BG offense that is so dangerous right now.
Well, and part of it, starts with serving, and Kent State's kind of had that aspect covered, but something that Bowling Green does so well is the defensive side of things, and kind of have to pick up a little bit more on that as well as a huge part of it. And Bowling Green, they have the defense. We're seeing, Avery Anders step up. We're seeing Kendall Williams step up, and they're able to get that ball over, and they're not letting the play just end. Not much of that has happened with Kent State, though, so far today, and I mean, that's not saying like it's too late to happen or, they're completely out of the game, but you just have to get back to defense. You have to get back to the fundamentals of the game.
I think that's a very good call, Dan. Sometimes you just have to, when things seem to not be going your way, when you can't seem to stop the opposition, sometimes it's just good to fall back on those fundamentals, especially on defense. Just focus on one play at a time, 1 point at a time. And right now, the Kent State back row is only thinking about, let's pick up this Sydney Hernandez serve, as Hernandez bounces the ball and swings it over. Picked up by McGuire, set up by Virgil, back to McGuire, who gets herself a kill. And just like that, Kent State gets themselves a little bit of a rhythm and a little bit of momentum as they get their third point of the set. 11-3 now in the second set here. BG again leading the match 1-0. Kent State looking to close this lead and get a set win, but Editza Waklachik is not going to let it happen. Otten gives her a nice set, and she throws it down.
And a great way for this one to keep moving along. And now Bowling Green going to get back into it. And now 12-3. 12-3 score as we're moving. And Bozic going to have the serve here.
Bozic tosses this ball up, swings it over, drops it in nicely. A nice short serve by her today as Brown will swing it over. Otten with a set, tipped, but the BG Falcons get it back off the block, and McClatchick with another attack attempt. Picked up by McGuire, hit up by Brown. McGuire's going to get an attack here, but she just misses the back line by about a half a foot. And BG will go up 13-3. Bozic again back to serve. If you're the Falcons, this is what you want. This is what you expect out of yourselves. They have a high standard for their own play, and they want to sweep here today. Kent State doing everything in their power to not let that happen. As a nice tip kill by Moreland. Well done by Kent there. A nice 1-2-3. The receive, the set by Vigil, and the nice tip kill, a little roll over the BG block by Moreland. As Faruda goes back to serve. Swings it over, and Hobson trying to let that ball go. Leans out and accidentally touches it. And the score is now 13-5. Still in favor of the Falcons. Faruda now with another serve. Picked up by Hernandez. Set by Otten. Swung on by Williams. And Kendall Williams with another kill.
A great one to see there for the kill, and not only keep it moving along, as now it's going from 3-5 now. Kent State gets a couple rolling, but Bowling Green as well. Avery Anders now, who we have seen a lot, I'd say, on defense, going to be back to serve.
Avery Anders now puts this one over. McGuire picks it up. Virgil with a set to Miller. Picked up, though, by Hernandez and swung over by Hobson. Vigil with another set and swung on by Kent, but picked up by the Falcons. And now Hobson gets herself another kill, finding that back line, going right past the Kent State block. 15-5 now the score here in the second set in favor of the BG Falcons, as they're looking to take a 2-0 match lead. Anders puts this over, picked up again by McGuire. Miller now with a tip. Otten's forced to bump it up, and now she will swing. Otten with a swing, but it's blocked by Kent State, kept alive though. Swung on again. Miller with a swing. Hobson touched it, and it went way out into the over the back line. Last touch by Hobson, so it will be a point for the Golden Flashes.
Well, and a great way to take advantage of your surroundings and the situation. You know, it's not exactly the pace, it's more the place that you set the ball, but definitely example there for Miller to use both of those to her advantage. Banks at 15-6.
Now Kent State swings it over. Burge on the serve, and Hobson tools the Kent State block on her attack and gets herself another kill in the column.
Well, now the 10-point lead for Bowling Green, as we'll get this one back away here as well. And just kind of looking at that, the attack percentage for Bowling Green going up to a .407 on their 25 assists that they've had with 26 kills.
And now checked into the game for Kent State this set is Paige McGee. Her first shot at the action here as McGuire swings it over. Otten now, after BG saved it, sets it to Hobson, who rolls it over, and it's unable to be saved by Burge, and it falls to the floor. Back to serve now for the Falcons is Maria Tabak. She came in as a pinch server last game against Ohio. Back into that role now in this one as she serves it over and gets herself her first service ace of the season.
And going to go off just Faruda there, who tried to get a hold of it, ended up making contact with the ball, but it went over on the opposite side and now makes it 18-6 for BG.
Just unable to get her platform under that ball was Faruda. Didn't get it cleanly as Tabak now targets her again, but she picks that one up, and McGuire will have a swing, but it's blocked. Goes into the net, and the Falcons will get themselves another point. The score now reads 19-6 in favor of BG. They are leaving Kent State in the rear view. Can the Flashes make any sort of a comeback here? Throw a run together, something to put some momentum on their side as Tabak now hits it over. McGuire picks it up. Brown now with an attack. Helen Wilford going to tap it back over. Brown now bumps it over. Picked up by Tabak, set by Otten. Hobson with the attack, and Hobson with the kill.
Great play there for Hobson and really keeping the play alive, talking about it quite a bit and just moving it back around. I have to say Helen Wilford, though, really kept that play alive, kind of on the play of the net. And, with 6 kills and then 10 attacks with a 250 yesterday percentage like you were talking about, Andrew. And, definitely able to keep the play alive there. Bowling Green will reach 20 in the second set.
Yeah, they reach 20 as the first team again here, as Kent State will pick that one up. Brown will get an attack, but it will be picked up by BG. Now out of the back row is Tabak on attack, but she just misses the back corner on the left side of the Kent State floor. And the score will read 20-7 as Tabak is now checked out.
Well, and she'll go out here playing in 13 total sets, the 9 matches from last season for the Bowling Green Falcons, and also led Salt Lake Community College with 264 kills back in 2023.
Transferred to BG last season. Hasn't gotten much playing time as of yet, but that may change this year. Coming as a pinch server so far. As now Kent State, Miller will swing on this one and just miss the court, as BG is up 21-7 here in this one. As Amanda Otten is back to serve again for the Falcons. BG looking to go up 2-0 in this match. And the Flashes looking to tie things up as Vigil sets it up, but it's blocked again by the tandem of Andrews and Wilford. They have been causing so many problems for those outside hitters on the Kent State side. BG with 8 blocks, and the Flashes with none so far in these first 2 sets. Virgil now has to hustle over to set this one up. Swung on by Avery Rigney, and she will miss the back line, and the Falcons will go up 23-7.
And a great opportunity, and as the lead continues onward, a good thing to note too, Andrew, I see, is that Kent State is out of timeouts for the second set.
Now set up is Wrigley by Faruda. Falcons dig it out. Otten with a set to Andrews, who on a slide attack again just misses the court on the left side by about a half a foot. And the score is 23-8. As Kent tries to muster a little bit of momentum and a little bit of energy going in to the third set, whether they're down 2-0 or not, which it's looking like they will be, as Wrigley now tips one over and misses the block and misses the court.
And Kent State to get the point there and to get the opportunity there that has started. As now here we go on the last point, the Kobe score, 24-8, as we get it back and forth again. And now Avery Hobson going to be the one to serve.
She tosses it up and hits it over. Bumped up by Wrigley. Virgil's just going to swing on it. Got it over nicely. Jessica Andrews now tips it over after the Otten set was a little off, and now swung on by Kent, and they will get the point here.
Great way to get it back and kind of get that momentum. And, we talked about it quite a bit, is the defensive side of volleyball really going to need it. And now we'll have Christina Vigil going to be back for it again for the set point.
Kent at this point knows they're most likely not going to win this set, but the goal for them now is to build a little bit of momentum, get a little something going into the third set, as Kent State serves it over, and Jessica Andrews will swing it down through the block and win the second set for the Falcons. 25-9 the score of the second set, as the Falcons go up 2-0 on the match. And we will take a quick break here going into the third set. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more BG Volleyball here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network. Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now, it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
On November 15th, 2024, BGSU hockey defeated St. Thomas in a shootout, courtesy of a game winner by defenseman Jack Blake. Falcon Media Sports Network's voice of Falcon hockey, Ben Korak, had the call of the moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And Jack Blake, for all the glory, trying to put this one away. With the puck, taking it around, far side wheel, working in with the shot, and he fills it! Jack Blake with the shootout winner! First time in the lineup this season, and Jack Blake is the hero as Bowling Green mobs him.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call. For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics, only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Check out more Falcon athletic coverage online at bgfalconmedia.com.
And welcome back to BG Volleyball here in the Stroh Center, as we are about to get underway in this third set. Now, Dan, after the first two sets, how do you think Kent State will respond being down 2-0, and how do you think the Falcons will look to close this one out?
Well, I'll say this is completely different than how this game kind of started. You know, Kent State was starting to take, 5-6 point advantage on Bowling Green, kind of going out through the beginning, and they were really the one staying on top of things, and now the stage has been completely set in the other direction, and I'd say that happened mainly because of the serves and the defense, and the two things we've talked about nonstop so far today. But really, it's things that need to be talked about is those two things, and kind of reeling it back is defense is where Bowling Green has shined so far today. I mean, for example, Avery Anders really going out there, giving it her all, and then Hobson as well having moments, and we're seeing those as well. And now Bowling Green taking a 2-0 lead as we head into the third set. Going to be just some more of the same, I wonder, or we're going to see a bit of a rise out of Kent State here as they try to take it back.
This is a Bowling Green team that has struggled with digging the ball last year, last in the MAC for digs this year, 11th currently in digs per set. So it's nice to see last game and now this one they lead their opposition in digs as we are underway here in this last set, and it's going to be a service error by Kent State's Haley Brenner, who sends it into the net. And BG will start off the third set 1-0.
Well, tough to see there. I mean, Brenner really going at it and just overall not what you wanted to see, especially when we were talking about with the serves.
And now Hobson with the serve that will make it over the net. And the Kent State Flashers respond, but it's going to be picked up by the Falcons as Waklachik gets a hit. Now a free ball the Falcons will get. Hernandez sets up Jessica Andrews, who swings and finds the court. Gets it on that back line. However, the line judge said it was in. The referee said it was out. So it will actually be a Kent State point. As now Ferruta will serve the ball over, And the Falcons will keep it alive here. Otten sets up Waklachik, who is stuffed at the net by the tandem of Miller and Moreland.
Great play there, and really, too, to give credit to Kent State as well. Nadia Miller keeping that play alive early on. You know, she's kind of been that cornerstone there of keeping the play alive, not getting seen a lot, and that'd be Avery Anders as well for BG.
Yes, as now Jessica Andrews and Amanda Otten will look to find the court again on that slide attack, but it will not fall. Hits the net and just misses. As Ferruta will go back to serve again for the Flashes. The score reads 3-1 in favor of Kent State. Picked up by Hobson, now set by Otten. Jessica Andrews again. She will miss the court yet again here as the Golden Flashes will go out to a 4-1 lead here. Complete reverse from the last set, looking more like the first. The question is, can the Falcons make another comeback? As Ferruta will now get herself a service ace. Bounced off Hobson and Wilford before falling to the floor. And Ferruta is back again to serve, puts it over, dug out by Hernandez, set up by Otten to Waklachik, who swings on it. And the Flashes were in the net, I believe. It was Miller who touched the net there, attempting to block Eddie. And the lead will be shortened to 3. 5-2 here in favor of the Flashes in this third set, where the Falcons are up 2-0 here in the match. Hernandez now will serve, picked up by McGuire. Now set back to McGuire by Ferruta, picked up by Hobson, but it's not clean, and it falls to the floor. 6-2 now the score.
Well, and there you have it. I mean, a lot, like you mentioned, of that first set, and a lot of, kind of flashbacks to it. And Kent State so far taking this 4-point lead here. But also we've seen, too, it's nowhere near over for Bowling Green as Katie Patterson will serve, and that one way behind and going to be out of play. Now it's a 3-point game.
2 early service errors in this set by the Golden Flashes. They have 4 in the match. BG service error is always something they seem to struggle with, but they only have 2 so far in this match. 1 by Otten, 1 by Kendall Williams. And they have kept it clean from the service line so far. I've probably jinxed them, but Bozic now with a good serve that Kent State will manage to save. Otten now sets it up to Waklachik, who swings and gets herself a kill. Not going to matter, though, as Kent State was again in the net.
Well, and difficult to see here, too, but Bowling Green so far overall as a team, 31 kills now, as to Kent State's 18 as we get this one going along.
Bozic now to serve again. Puts it over. A misreceive, but Kent State just not able to get it over in 3. Took them 4 hits to get the ball back over to the BG side of the court. As we will take a quick second to do station identifications, we will be right back here on WBGU 88.1 for more Falcon Volleyball after this quick station identification.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
And BG manages to keep this rally going and somehow turn that into a point and turns this set into a tie at 6 points apiece. During the station identification, a rally happened between the Flashes and Bowling Green. Some great defense coming out. Hernandez and Ferruta both hit the deck at one point. And the Falcons somehow able to come out victorious as Otten had a swing across the net and got herself a kill as it hit the back line. And Kent State called timeout, but we are keeping it here to talk a little bit about this third and final set. Dan, things are now tied up at 6 apiece. Basically 0-0 the score in this one.
Well, and a lot of that too, I mean, 2 service errors kind of like you mentioned for against Kent State, and really considering how that kind of went against them as well. But so far in this game too, Bowling Green has outscored Kent State 45-26 as a whole. And then looking at the total attacks, though, is where Kent State has an advantage, and then attack errors. But on the TA, it's 75-70 for the Golden Flashes, and then on attack errors, it's 15-10 as well. So a lot we're seeing on that. And then service errors, though, like you mentioned, have kind of been the Achilles heel so far to keep Bowling Green in it. Kent State has 4 of them so far.
You're right. Errors are hurting the Flashes so far. In addition to those 4 service errors, they have 3 blocking errors. And they have just, when you do those types of errors, you hurt yourself, you shoot yourself in the foot. And the Flashes have done that to themselves so far. They're down 2 sets to none to the Falcons here. And BG is looking to sweep as the Falcons have tied things up at 6 point apiece. As Bozic serves this over and gets herself another service ace. Her second of the day. As you've talked about, Dan, those serves are becoming a big factor now, especially for the Flashes, who, if they don't get good serve receives, could see this match slip away from them. As McGuire picks this one up cleanly. And a nice kill by Miller on the slide attack.
And a great play there for not only Miller, but just overall as a team, and really seeing kind of how that was able to follow through. And I mean, kind of looking back towards it and where everything needed to go. I mean, a .167 hit percentage so far, and she will get her first kill of the set.
Now served over by McGuire, set by Otten, swung on by Kendall Williams on the slide this time, and she will get a kill. Slicing through the Kent State D.
Well, and there you have it. Williams so far has, after that, I believe that'll be, her 4th kill going into it, and then kind of Jessica Andrews and Avery Hobson having 6 so far as we proceed along here with the serve to go from Avery Anders.
Avery Anders serves it over, picked up by McGuire, set up by Vigil, swung on by Brown, picked up though by Bozic, kept alive by BG, but they won't be able to get it back over the net. And the Flashes will tie things back up at 8 points apiece here in the third set. Now in the back row for the Falcons are probably their best back row that they have been playing, with this Bozic, Hernandez, and Anders. They received that serve cleanly. The attack from Falcons is picked up cleanly as Brown now attacks. Hernandez picks that up. Otten with the set to Hobson, who swings on it. It's kept alive by McGuire. Brown will get another swing. She rolls it over. Bozic keeps it up. Dumped by Otten, but Kent State with a quick return, and they will get another attack. BG here. Kendall Williams now swings on that overpass from the Flashes, but just misses the court. And the Flashes retake the lead, 9-8.
Well, and a back and forth draw there for sure between both defensive sides. And a big thing for why Kent State, I'd say, is still in this so far is they've been able to improve on the defense.
And now Miller serving for the Flashes. She puts it over. Bojic received. Otten with the set. Hobson with the kill. Finding the back corner of the Kent State side.
Well, and wait for Miller to end it on a high note as she'll come out of the game there. And now Katie Patterson going to be taking her place as we are tied up here, getting it moving back along. And now Tabak going to be serving for BGSU.
Yes, Maria Tabak now checked into the game to be the pinch server here. She puts it over and puts it nicely. Gets herself another service ace. Her second of the day, as BG as a team has themselves 7 of those, as do the Golden Flashes. As now Tabak goes back to serve again. 10-9 is the score in favor of the Falcons. She puts it over again. Nicely done, but dug out. But the Flashes, Vigil, just a little too small to quite get up for that ball. And it falls to the floor after rolling down the net. Little bit of an overpass there by Faruda. As Tabak with her 3rd serve in a row. Serves it up. Faruda digs it out. Vigil sets the ball to Brown, who's blocked by Helen Wilford. And Amanda Otten. Wilford got the most of that block there. She has been everywhere in the front line for the Falcons. Wilford with 3 kills on 6 attacks to go along with 8 blocking assists as Maria Tabak gets herself yet another service ace. That's the Falcons' 3rd of this set, and Maria Tabak's 3rd of the night, as the lead for the Falcons is extended to 13-9 here in the 3rd set. Falcons lead the match 2-0. Tabak now with the serve again. It just clips the top of the net and falls down as Kent State now looks to mount a comeback here. Only down by 3, 13-10. They will need to go on a short run here to try to get back into this one.
Well, and Tabak to come out after that. And really so far, I mean, looking at kind of where it's been going and really.
And this serve by Christina Vigil will hit the net and fall. And the Falcons now lead 14-10 with Amanda Otten now back to serve. Amanda Otten throws the ball up, serves it over nicely. Faruda nicely digs it out though. Vigil sets it to Brown. The Falcons block it, but it looks as if Helen Wilford was in the net. And the score is now 14-11, still in favor of the Falcons. But Coach Del Piamba will be challenging the call, claiming that Wilford was not in the net and therefore was not a KSU point.
You know, quite a name we've brought up quite a few times, and definitely, I mean, and with Wilford and really overall as well, just kind of seeing what has been going on for her. Well, let's take a look at that. I mean, 3 kills so far in the set as well, and just moving along with that, a hit percentage of .500 really too, and takes the team average at around a .308 percentage. And then as a total though throughout today, they have 35 kills as a team as opposed to the 21 by Kent State.
And Wilford really just manages to affect every hitter on every attack that she can. She seems to be a presence that the hitters have to constantly factor in. She never takes a play off, never takes a single swing off. She is always there. Really just has a motor, unlike any of the other players on the court. And Del Piamo and the rest of her coaching staff really have nothing but praise for the middle blocker, as she was not in the net, and it will be ruled a point for the Falcons.
Well, and a great break there to be able to get that one back for the orange and brown. And Wilford, definitely, a name that we've talked about quite a bit. And, kind of taking it back to what we were talking about as well, and seeing, just seeing how it goes, and really just the observation. 7 points so far today is going along as well, and they're going to take her up to 7.5 here on the live stats
as we are going to be taking another look at this play here. So we're going to take a quick no, never mind. It looks like the referee has his call, and it will be a redo. Referee Henry Chen has called a redo, but scoreboard has not changed yet. Now it will. 14-10, still the score, as the officials ruled that they're just going to rerun that point back. With Amanda Otten still back to serve. A redo. I have not seen that on the college stage or in the MAC so far, as BG will look to attack here. Jessica Andrews misses by quite a bit on that back line. Another attempted slide by her and Otten. And Kent State will get that point that they ever so wanted, as the lead is again shortened to 3. 14-11 the score in this third set. Served over now by Brenner. Hobson now on the attack. Just misses her mark on a line shot, and it is outside, and so the score will read 14-12. Kent State making a run here, trying to tie things up and take a lead in this third set and force a fourth. Brenner with the serve. Picked up by Anders, set by Otten, back to Jessica Andrews, who tips it, but it's picked up. Now Vigil falling over her libero, sets it up. Somehow McGuire able to get it over, but now Helen Wilford with the kill.
And Vigil there kind of with Bolanini, as she'll end up going out of the game. Kind of got intertwined and just kind of lost, sight of it almost, I guess, or just the play ended up getting broken up is what I'm trying to say. And now Bowling Green going to take a 15-12 lead.
Bolognini had a great dig there, but Vigil just got caught up on her body trying to get by, as Kent State now will get a kill down the middle with Ginley. Served over by Hobson, dug out nicely, and a quick middle attack to get a point back, as the score reads 15-13, still in favor of BGSU, as Faruda now will serve it up. Hobson with the dig, set now to Waklachik, and she gets a kill now. Amanda Otten with a great set there.
Well, great job by Otten, going to be her fourth kill once we get everything rolling along, but just definitely a good thing to see there, and takes Bowling Green around 38 kills so far in the match. As Hernandez to serve.
Waklachik now with 11 kills on 22 attacks in the match, as Kent State with an attack that Otten receives, but it goes way over the net and out of bounds. And the score will be 16-14, still a 2-point lead for the Falcons in this third set. They're looking to sweep the Golden Flashes, and the Golden Flashes looking to force a fourth set. Hobson now digs out that serve, and Jessica Andrews with another attacking error puts that one into the net. 16-15, Flashes could tie it up here on the arm of Katie Patterson, who's back to serve. She spins the ball, serves it, but it's going to go into the net. Doesn't quite make it over. 17-15 is the score. The Falcons looking to close things out, and Kent State looking to stay alive.
Really needing to here as well. Kind of the more Bowling Green's able to score here and the further they're able to take that lead, the more the back's against the wall almost for Kent State. And Bowling Green here, as they go into taking on Eastern Michigan in October, going to be looking to take advantage of it.
As play continues here, the Bowling Green Falcons managed to get another point, another Waklachik kill, as Kent State received the serve, put it over, but not cleanly, and Bowling Green was able to take that free ball, and Waklachik tipped it over and in. As now Bozic back to serve. She puts it over. Received well by Kent State. Swung on by Miller and Miller just misses that back line. Try to roll it over. The set was a little bit too high for her. Over her head. Just missed the back line. Score reads 19-15 in favor of the Falcons.
Well, and Kent State really going to need something as well. An advantage to them is not only will they get that off a serving error, but as well, they will be at home for a little while with MAC play. It's taking on Buffalo, Akron, and Ohio University. And then they go to Eastern Michigan, but right now they really need to get back into it as Mackenzie McGuire will serve.
Looking to build a little bit of momentum going back home as the Falcons dig that one cleanly, but don't get a clean attack. And McGuire with a strong attack from the middle that's blocked. Erased by Kendall Williams. The Falcons' 9th block as a team on the night. The Falcons' defense always been great in the front row, and it's their 10th block of the night. Just got updated. The Falcons also playing very well from the back row tonight, which is something that you love to see after they placed 12th in digs last season and struggle on serve receive, still a little bit into this year. But the back row play has gotten a lot better as they have 45 digs on the night to Kent State's 30. As Kent State now trying to get an attack off, but they're going to be blocked. They get a chance though. Set it up to Miller, who hits it off the Hobson block and out of bounds. Getting herself another kill here.
And a big one there for Miller as well. Had 43 coming into today so far, and really has 3 now that'll make it in so far in the set. Makes it a 3-point game as well.
This serve by Miller's picked up by Anders, swung on by Hobson, and stuffed is Hobson by Ginley. Right back down to the floor, and BG will call a timeout after that. Their lead has been shortened to 2. It's 20-18 here in the Stroh Center in this third set. BG looking to sweep the Flashes. The Flashes looking to stay alive here as we will go on break here for a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more BG Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th, the BGSU women's tennis team will play hidden duels in their first home matches of the season beginning at 9 a.m. The Falcons shined in their recent Invitational at Eastern Michigan leading up to the matches. Check out bgfalconmedia.com after the match for the recap by Falcon Media Sports Network's Dawson Pelter and additional content.
WBGU 88.1 FM, the home of live Falcon volleyball coverage.
And welcome back to more BG Volleyball here in this third set in the Stroh Center. As BG looks to close this one out in a sweep of the Golden Flashes, who are looking to get their first MAC win of the season. BG beat Ohio in 4 sets yesterday here in the Stroh. And Kent State lost to Toledo. Got swept by the Rockets, actually, in Savas Arena, as Miller will serve this one over. Bozic will dig it out for the Falcons. Hernandez sets it up to Hobson, who gets herself a kill. Hobson had been quiet for a little while, but gets back in the scoring column with that one. Slices it within the 10-foot line on a cross-court shot, as the Falcons lead 21-18 with Maria Tabak, who has 3 service aces so far in this one, goes back to serve again for the Falcons. She tosses this one up, swings it over, placed right in front, and gets herself another service ace. Faruda was unable to dig it out cleanly. And that's her 4th of the night for Maria Tabak. Had none on the season coming into this match and gets 4 here tonight. Serves it over again, targeting Faruda again. Not exactly the cleanest receive, but Brown will get it over. Otten sets it up. Hobson with the swing, and that's going to be another kill for Avery Hobson as it flies into the stands.
And will be lucky number 10, as well as we'll have a timeout called here. And now both teams will have one timeout left respectfully, but Bowling Green now 2 points away from closing this one out and becoming 2-0 and extending the streak where Kent State has yet to win a game in this decade at the Stroh Center.
A really impressive mark for the Falcons if they can make it happen. Here they just need, like you said, Dan, 2 more points. 23-18 the score here in this third set. Falcons up 2 sets to none. And really just impressive play all around by the Falcons. And Avery Hobson, we mentioned, just reached 10 kills on the match. That marks her 7th game in a row of double-digit kills. Really coming alive on the outside for the Falcons when they needed her most, with Lauren Hovey out for the past few games. Hobson transfer from Duquesne. She put up great numbers with the Dukes and is now here in Bowling Green for her 3rd season, her junior year, and has played great for the Falcons now. Last game against Ohio, she had 15 kills, which was a game high for all scorers on a .222 hitting percentage, as well as a service ace and 3 blocks. She has fitted nicely into this Falcons lineup that needed someone to replace Mia Tyler after she graduated last year, as Maria Tabak now serves again to get us restarted here. Vigil will serve it up to Brown, who will swing it over. Otten will run over to set this one up to Hobson again. Tips it over, kept alive. Vigil, McGuire on the attack, and McGuire right down Main Street and hits the pay dirt on the other side of the court, making the score 23-19. Kent State hoping to put some points on the board here, get back in this one, make things interesting, maybe even force a 4th set. With Vigil serving, picked up by Bozic, set by Otten to Hobson on the outside. And the Flashes caught in the net again. That's their 4th blocking error, and the blocking error will cause match point for the Falcons. 24-19 in the 3rd set. The Stroh Center on their feet. Amanda Otten back to serve. Bouncing the ball a few times, taking a couple deep breaths. Serves this up. Is this the dagger? Picked up by Faruda. Popped up by Vigil. Jessica Andrews tries to swing it. It hits the block of Moreland, and Jessica Andrews, with no other option, tried to kick that ball back in the air. But it failed and fall to the floor. I've never seen Jessica Andrews try that move. As now Kent State's Brenner will serve. Otten serves this one back, sets this one back to Hobson. Picked up by the Flashes. They tip it back over. Hernandez bump set to Hobson, who swings. Picked up by Vigil. Set. And another point for the Flashes. Moreland gets herself another kill down the line off the shoulder of Anders, and it falls to the floor. 24-21 now the score. Brenner gonna serve again. Puts it over, and it's out. And the Falcons, for the 2nd time in a row, win the match on a service error and go 2-0 in the MAC. Kent State falls to 0-2 as the Falcons go 2-0 in this homestand. They will take this one in a sweep, sending Kent State back home without the win. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to have an interview here in just a few moments with assistant head coach Chelsea Carter. We'll be right back here with that interview on WVGU 88.1 FM.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media takes pictures for nearly all BGSU and Bowling Green related events throughout the year. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to check out thousands of photos and all the content.
BGSU women's soccer will be defending Cochran Stadium from the visiting Chippewas of Central Michigan on Sunday, September 28th. The Falcons have started their year with a 6-1-3 record, while Central Michigan is yet to claim a win this season while sporting a 0-7-1 record. Falcon Media Sports Network's Henry Costco and Noah Seeley will have the call starting at 1 p.m. on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcons women's soccer continues Mid-American Conference play and travels to face off against the Toledo Rockets for the Battle of I-75 Thursday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. Last season, the Orange and Brown defeated the Rockets 2-1 at Cochran Stadium. Check out the recap and additional content on bgfalconmedia.com by Falcon Media Sports Network's Noah Seeley.
For the second straight year, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS to broadcast Falcon men's and women's soccer matches. Tune in to WBGU PBS YouTube's live streams to hear Lucas Kleinmeyer, Henry Costco, and other Falcon Media Sports Network talent on the call.
And welcome back here to BG Volleyball on WBGU 88.1. I'm here with assistant coach Chelsea Carter. How are we feeling about the match tonight? And I know you wanted the sweep yesterday against Ohio. You got the sweep tonight. Do you like the performance better with the team? I know you were a little disappointed last night.
Oh, well, Andrew, I don't know if there will ever be a day a coach is super satisfied with a performance.
I understand entirely.
So I think we did really well jumping out in the second set. We were hitting 500. They were hitting negative. And I think all we were doing was taking care of the ball on our side. But I think we got it done. We found a way, even sometimes if it was ugly or if it was beautiful, it didn't matter. I think we did go hard the whole time. We did put BG Volleyball out on the court all night tonight.
Absolutely, and I just wanted to ask about Helen Wilford. She had a great night tonight. Coach Del Piombo has spoken multiple times on her blocking ability and how she really affects hitters. And she's also had great hitting consistency, especially in these past few games.
Yes.
Could you speak on her just as a player and what she does in the front line?
Helen is an unsung hero of this team all the time. We say it all the time. She is someone that is never satisfied. She actually came into our office earlier this weekend saying, like, what more can I do? What more can I do? And we're like, we need to grow our offensive game. And she kind of took that, and she's been hungry to get better. She's someone that hit 500 tonight. She was on 7 attempts, but there's been a lot of growth in her offensive side because her defensive side is lights out. She does something all the time, which we like to call Mugita. We stole that from Patrick Murphy. Shout out to him. But there is a big thing about Helen. She infects everyone around her by celebrating everyone around her, and it just makes everyone's life really easy when she's out there. So Helen is an amazing volleyball player. She's also an amazing human off the court.
it really seems like the team just has a very nice chemistry and a very nice connection. I think Helen is a big part of the glue that keeps the team together.
Yeah.
And Coach, I am very happy to see, and I'm sure you're very happy to see, past 2 matches, the digs have been great for the team. This was a team that was last in the MAC in digs last season. What do you think that has been the biggest improvement in the back row play and getting the dig numbers up?
I think a little bit of it is expectation. I think there was an expectation before, maybe, I don't know, but the expectation is if it hits your body, the ball goes up. So, like, there's been a little bit of a high expectation, and, like, we've kind of put that pressure on them, and they've kind of ate it up because they probably heard a little too much in the spring and in preseason that we were last in digs. And it's like, how do you want to make that change? So they really have over the summer when they were in on their own, and I think they got a lot stronger to be able to control a lot more heavier balls. So it's really great to see that our defense has picked it up. I think a big part of it also is our front line. We had 10 blocks tonight. It's pretty easy when they're funneling you the ball and you just got to stand in one spot. So.
Yeah, I know you were a libero yourself, so you're going to be hard in the back row. The team tonight also, I felt the serve receive was also very good. I was wondering what your thoughts are on that, because that is something that I've always noticed that the team has struggled with, especially last season, and just trying to make the serve receive more consistent, because sometimes they would fall into a rotation they just couldn't get out of because the serve receive was poor.
Yes. Serve receive is such a mental game too. Like last night, compared to tonight, we bounced back so good with our serve receive. Now, was it still to the standard that we think it should be at? Absolutely not. Again, will we ever be satisfied? Who knows? But I think the biggest difference is we had to take a step back. Once we were at a good depth, we started passing dimes, and I think when they started to realize, all right, I can just take one step back and we pass dimes, then we started flowing. It was about midway through the second set. And then third set, we also passed really well. But I think serve receive is such a mental game, and you got to be able to stay locked in on it the whole time. Absolutely. Sometimes in that serve receive, if the ball's coming in front of you, your feet just turn into concrete. But it's really just a mental game, and everything starts with that serve receive. Coach, thank you so much for your time, and good luck in the next matches to come next week. Have Eastern Michigan and Central Michigan, a bit of a road trip coming up. Thank you again for the interview. Thank you, Andrew. Hi, Ziggy.
Hi, Ziggy, indeed. That was Coach Carter, and we will be back here with a little bit of a post-game recap with me in just a moment here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Don't go anywhere.
You are listening to
On Monday, September 29th and Tuesday, September 30th, BGSU Women's Golf travels to Iowa City to take on the Iowa Hawkeyes as they continue their record-breaking season after placing fourth at the Redbird Invitational earlier in the month. Check out bgfalconmedia.com for the recap by Falcon Media Sports Network's Aiden Bruick and additional content.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
And welcome back one final time here tonight to BG Volleyball here on WBGU 88.1. I am Andrew Smith, and the Falcons tonight took a sweeping victory over the Kent State Golden Flashes, 3-0, winning their second match of the MAC regular season. They go 2-0 now, with the Kent State Golden Flashes falling to 0-2, swept twice in a row now. First by Toledo, then to BG. Next up for the Falcons, they will be traveling to Eastern Michigan to take on the Eagles on Friday, October 3rd at 6 p.m., and then following that up the next day, taking on the Central Michigan Chippewas on the road again in McGurk Arena in Mount Pleasant, Michigan on October 4th that Saturday at 4 p.m. So a quick road trip to Michigan. Going to be a tough little bit of travel for the Falcons. Then they will be going to Savage Arena, continuing the road trip, this time much closer to home, though, as on Tuesday, October 7th, they will take on Toledo in Savage Arena at 6 p.m. I am Andrew Smith with the Falcon Media Sports Network. I'd like to give a couple huge shout-outs here before I'm off the air. I'd like to give a huge shout-out to Artie Abrego, who has been board hopping tonight. He's done a great job of pressing those buttons, keeping us on the air, and keeping us sounding good. And I'd also like to give a huge shout-out to my color commentator tonight, Dan Ridenauer. And I'd like to give a major shout-out to Coach Carter, who gave me the opportunity to interview her, as well as Carl Smith, who is our Falcon Media Sports Network director. He gives us he helps us get these great opportunities to call these games. And with that, the Falcons, winners of this one, 3-0, 2-0 in MAC play, and now 8-6 on the season. Again, I'm Andrew Smith with the Falcon Media Sports Network, and this is so long and good night, Falcon fans.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network